my name's Mark Gardner. I've lived in this area for 20 years, actually just around the corner. And before I lived in this area, my dad lived here for about 40 years, in the house next to the Goldfish Bowl.
The company's been going 58 years. And I've been here around about 40 years. We have all kinds of customers, from students up to sort of grandparents. Quite often we have three generations of people come into the shop.
And it used to be a lot rougher than it is now. I remember it used to be. Have you ever heard the story of why this road was called Robin Hood? Did you ever hear about this? Like maybe 30 years ago, 40 years ago, this used to be known as Robin Hood, this road, because the likelihood of you getting robbed down here was quite a lot higher than the rest of Oxford. But now, I mean, you know, we've got the students that live here. I mean, when I was growing up, you never had any students living around here at all. It was mostly quite a working class area when I grew up here. But I think actually it's probably changed for the better in that respect.
But I mean, it's changed. It's changed quite a lot. And you know, it's a little less scuzzy than it used to be, but it's still kind of got something nice sort of character about it. It's very sort of cosmopolitan. It's always been an area that's talked about for years and written about as an area that's been very sort of multicultural.
Almost, yeah. So that's why a lot of Asians, they are coming now around.
When they start to pray and then finish, they come to the shop. Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, almost 5 times a day.
5 times a day in the mosque. We're doing this business, Noor Halal Meat. It's 4.5 years and almost. And we are doing meat, especially halal meat, and Asian grocery. We do spice and these kind of things. And we have also English grocery.
I think what's happening is that the rates and stuff on the Cowley Road is getting so high and expensive that it's forcing what would have been independent traders, they just can't exist on that road anymore.
So. I took over from my father in '81 and he was here before me, so we're talking about what, 70 years, 80 years? There used to be, what Adele said, there was 50 bakeries between what used to be the Regal Cinema and the Plain. There was 50 bakeries just in between there, and they just all disappeared. I mean, it's just not, I mean, I've only got about another year now, and then I'll retire, so we don't add anything. There's no chemicals involved. It's only just straightforward salt, water, yeast, that's it, flour. We don't put anything in it, and other than that, and it's baked the old-fashioned way. We make a dough overnight. All the white dough is made about 7 o'clock the night before, and you start on it at 4 o'clock in the morning. And these other firms don't do any of that. It's all processed and it goes through a heater and all the rest of it, and then straight through a moving oven, and it's just, I won't say what I think it is.
Yeah, I think so.
We've been on Magdalen Road since 1992, but we started life in Cowley Road. Back in the 80s, when lots of people became interested in, you know, alternative things and yoga and Buddhism, you couldn't find them in Blackwell's or any of the other bookshops, so people used to have to go to London. So we thought, well, we'll open one here. We imported lots of books from India, got all the unusual things. It's always been an interesting street, actually, but now, you know, with the Goldfish Bowl and the Pegasus Theatre. So it's become very much, you know, where interesting things go on. It's what used to happen in the Cowley Road, but now it's been rather taken over by restaurants, and you know, interesting businesses tend to move out a little bit. So Magdalen Road is a new place to be.
It's like, and back in the day, Magdalen Road used to have like fish shops, lots more independent stores. So it's kind of almost returning to that, because now the independent people, you know, I mean, I know Chloe that runs OX4. The reason why it's there is because the rates are so much cheaper if you're off of the Cowley Road. So I guess that's why, and I think that's good, because in a way then these kind of roads are being re-energised and yeah, rejuvenated in a way.
My name is Chloe Bonner and I co-run Oxford, which is a cafe on Magdalen Road. A lot of our produce comes from North Aston, our bread comes from Botley, so there's kind of a local slant on a lot of the food that we serve. Our eggs are from down the road too, so in that sense we like things to be this thing. I guess Magdalen Road has changed in the sense since the Magdalen Arms opened, you know, it's and the Eagle Tavern changed to being the Rusty Bicycle. It's basically kind of, I guess, made the street a little bit more accessible. People actually do travel down the street for reasons other than going from one place to another. You know, it's less transitory, and people actually come to the street and stay on the street. So
I'm enjoying the relaxed nature of the street and the chance to kind of roam around with other freelancers and hang out and pretend to be intellectual, which is always nice. And actually I'm joined today with the blue sky and the cool air. Under a magdalene sky, I'm losing the